It was just over 25 hours ago when the city issued a release saying that Cape Town is to lower property rates formula by 10.2 percentage points following the general valuation of 2025. Joining me on the line now is Executive Mayor for the City of Cape Town, Geordin Hill-Lewis. Geordin, a very good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Afternoon, Africa.
All right, make it make sense to us, Geordin. How will lowering the formula by 10.2% help over 60% of all homes in the city of Cape Town?
Okay, so we've had a general valuation year, and we all know that property values in the city are running pretty hot at the moment. And so the risk is, of course, that you get these big surge in property values, and that leads to higher rates. So we've tried to shield customers from that because or by lowering that rate in the rand by 10.2%. And that means that for most people across the city, we've run the bills for all 1.1 million of our customers, and about 60% of that will have no increase or even a small decrease. And so that's what we've tried to design it in such a way to protect customers from those increases as best as possible. Of course, there are some areas and some properties where they've had really extraordinary increases, and so they will get some protection, but it's not possible to protect them completely. But that is the kind of outliers. For the vast majority of the city, it will be no increases or very even small decreases.
And how will that impact the bottom line, do you think, for your budget that you will be tabling a few months from now? Because we know how important a source of revenue is, rates and services for the city.
Yeah, well, that's the complexity of the modeling exercise that we do. So obviously the revenue remains the same with a very, very small, about 3% growth in revenue. But because of the valuations, you can still protect the huge majority of customers because you are decreasing the actual rate in the rand, which is effectively the tax rate on your property value.
There has been quite obviously an outrage from the citizens, which you would have been receiving firsthand following the initial proposal. Why didn't you think of this then, I wonder, Geordin?
No, I haven't received outrage following the initial proposal. This is our initial proposal. Remember the final budget only gets tabled in March. But this is a valuation roll year. So this is a year in which we revalue every single one of our 1.1 million properties in the city. So that's why this is coming up now. Otherwise, ordinarily, we just do the normal budget in March. But the law stipulates that you must publish your valuation roll by the 20th of February, which is today, which is why it was published today.
All right, fair enough. Apologies, I made the mistake there. Will the water, sewage and cleaning fees increase be based on just the property valuations, or will the 10.2% decrease in rate per rand be applied to these charges as well, is a question from Lou.
No, the 10.2% reduction is for your rate in the rand, so that's for your rates account. When we table our main budget in March, then the public will see the proposals for the other tariffs, that's water and sanitation and electricity and so on. But I can assure everyone that we are working on very low inflation related, we're targeting roughly 3.5% for all of those other tariffs.
Quick question from Debbie in Claremont. Debbie, you're a professional valuer. What's your question for the mayor?
Am I online? I was going to ask about the fixed tariff.
Go ahead.
Because they're not an insignificant part of rates, and I unfortunately feel that the City of Cape Town have fixed tariffs attract VAT, and a residential owner can't claim the VAT back. So the city, by taking the fixed tariffs out of rates, have actually added another 15% cost to residential users, which is just silly. And I believe it's a political scoring point to be able to say, look at how low our rates are, but they have actually added all these extra tariffs, the water based on your value, sewage based on your value, cleansing tariff based on your value. And it's essentially a rate, but now it attracts that as well. So we're paying that to central government, that's the one side. The other side is we want to know where the city are going in terms of the Zapoa court case for the fixed tariffs on commercial property. What is happening there?
All right, Debbie, thank you very much. Geordin?
No, ma'am, that's not correct, Debbie. It's certainly not politically favorable to charge people 15% more. We would not like to do that. But the fact of the matter is that the National Treasury requires each of the trading services, the utility services, in other words, water, sanitation, waste collection, and electricity. Those are your big four utilities. They have to be financially ring-fenced. They cannot be cross-subsidized by one another. Now, in the past, they were cross-subsidized from the rates account, and that is over. And that is a reform that we support, because each of those services should stand on their own feet. They shouldn't rely on cross-subsidies, and they should have their own balance sheets and own financials. And so that is the reform that we enacted last year, which was a difficult reform, but I think necessary for all the cities in South Africa to do. And so that cross-subsidy from the rates account has ended, and it's very unlikely to ever come back because of this national reform that the Treasury is trying to drive. As for your second question, we've argued and we are awaiting judgment. I have no idea as to when judgment will come out, but we've said that it's the way that we proposed it last year is that's likely to continue for commercial customers as well.
Debbie, thank you very much for that question. Anton asking what price brackets are actually seeing a reduction. Will the sub 1.5 million rand property value or valued properties also see this reduction?
So the reductions are pretty much across price brackets. Remember, the issue is not the price bracket. The issue is how much your property value has increased. So roughly the rule of thumb, this is averages. Remember, we're averaging across 1.1 million properties. So this is certainly average numbers. The rule of thumb is that if your property has increased by around 10% in value, then because we are enacting a 10% reduction, you will get no increase, or in fact, you might even see a small decrease. Where you get increases in value, above that, you might start to see moderate increases. And then, of course, we must have a caveat. There are always outliers where in some parts of the city there have been tremendous increases in value, extremely popular little nodes and neighborhoods and so on, where those will be outliers.
I'll ask this as a final question. Somebody asking my attempted question earlier slightly more elegantly, saying that my rates went up 30% when the budget was done previously, so last year, caused mostly by tariffs. Will you be addressing these in your upcoming budget, given this property valuation process that you're undertaking?
So last year was not a valuations year. This year is a valuations year. So I wish it was possible to smooth these things out more. But the fact is that last year's budget is done and dusted. This year we are enacting this 10.2% reduction. So it will be a softening on the impact of last year, hopefully, for this person asking the question.
All right.
And many others like him.
The general valuation roll is available for public inspection on capetown.gov.za, and it is available from today, right?
It is online. Our rates calculator is online, so you can see the impact of what it will have on your bill. I think most people across the city will be broadly happy, and some even very happy with the reduction. There will be those in those outliers that I assume will remain unhappy, but we have really tried our best to shield everyone from significant increases, and all of that information is available online, and you can also query or appeal your valuation if you disagree with it fundamentally online on our website as well.
The final rate in the rand will only be determined when, Geordin?
We table our final budget in March, as we do each year, and then we will have the the full proposal of all the tariffs and charges.
All right. One parting question pertaining to water, 19% lower the dam levels than they were a year ago. Are we edging any closer to putting in place some sort of tariff structure that will punish, in inverted commas, those heavy consumers of water, given the fact that we're not projecting a wet winter?
Oh, we already have that. We have a stepped tariff, so that if you use beyond a certain, reasonable average amount of water for a household, and you go on to the second step, then prices increase significantly. If you still continue using and become a very high user, you go on to the third step, and prices increase quite significantly. So our prices are designed to encourage people to save water.
All right, Geordin, thank you very much. I'm sure you'll have many more questions that you'll be answering on the announcement you made yesterday, where the City of Cape Town will propose a 10.2% lowering of the rate in the rand for residential properties following the General Valuation 2025. A reminder again, you can go to capetown.gov.za as of today to go and inspect your property's valuation, and you can lodge any objections that you may have.